This is your New Year's song. It isn't very long. Boom! 2020, beginning of a brand new decade.
It's a beautiful day. Stop before you hurt people.
Nailed it. Boom. Intro done. Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm Lauren.
And we are
the
NeuroNerds.
Yes, that was on time.
I feel pretty good about that.
NeuroNerds.
Welcome to the NeuroNerds.
Guys, 2020.
2020. Lauren is now deaf. It was a super boom, but you know what? I'm super excited.
Why are you super excited?
It's 2020, guys. We made it. We did it. It's a few short days into not just a new year, a brand new decade.
And all of the apocalyptic catastrophes that have been predicted by various cultures, like the Aztecs and Mayans, didn't happen.
Yeah. Way to go, guys.
We survived the last decade. Hell, we've survived 20 years in the 21st century.
We did.
Yeah. Remember year 2000, Y2K? Some of you aren't old enough to know that.
God, I remember that.
Yeah.
So Y2K, people were like, oh yeah, planes are going to fall out of the sky.
My mom worked in the software and industry at the time, and she's one of the 4 people that helped develop like computer protections and stuff for software.
That's amazing.
And like part of it was for satellites and stuff. And so like on Y2K, New Year's Eve, like she was on call with her very large laptop at our New Year's Eve party.
Was she nervous?
Yeah, because they didn't know what was going to happen, because there was all this fear with like the resetting of computer code and clocks and everything going from like it was going to hit 2000 and it was just going to destroy the infrastructure of the world. Like people were terrified. Like it was apocalyptic.
And then nothing happened. So I think
that's life, right?
It really is. Like you have such fear.
Yeah.
It's like a fear of doing anything. Oh man. Like even before my stroke, I had like a genuine fear of going to the doctor. That's why I almost died, because I didn't really take care of myself. But now I go to the doctor all the time. I'm like, whatever. Yeah. Hospitals, different thing.
Yeah.
I have my thing, but it's a different thing. But like, these are just like little things that we fear. We make it a big deal in our head, but in reality, it isn't anything. So anytime you're afraid of anything, just think Y2K. Turns out it was nothing. So a decade, we just closed out a decade, and there was no better way to close out a decade than within the last few days of that decade being featured by SameYou.
So if you don't follow us on social media, 1, you should be. But 2, if you don't follow either myself or Joe personally, you better be following the NeuroNerds.
Damn right.
But we've talked about SameYou Foundation before, or SameYou org before. Emilia Clarke, most famous for being the mother of dragons,
right.
Daenerys
and in real
Targaryen.
Life, she's the mother of aneurysms.
Yes, she started a foundation for brain injury and stroke rehabilitation and awareness and recovery, like March or April, right around the end of season 8 of Game of Thrones. It was also accompanied with this article. I believe it was in Vogue. It might have been. I think it was Vogue.
I think it was Vogue, New Yorker, maybe.
Yeah, maybe the New York, one of those publications.
Fact check. Emilia Clarke's coming out article about her stroke and aneurysm was in the New Yorker in March 2019. The link to read this article is in our show notes.
Where she was detailing her, not adventure, because that implies positivity.
It's like, hey guys, guess what I'm doing?
Yeah, her ordeal with her aneurysms and subsequent surgery that she had. While filming Game of Thrones. I believe it was season 3.
Yeah, it was she had her first at the end of season 1, I believe, and the second at the beginning of season 3, which still blows my mind.
But so she started this huge project and organization, and I think we were like the first podcast feature for them. At the end, right? Like literally Joe calls me while I'm in dance class, like trying to FaceTime me. And I'm like, bro, I'm in dance. I'll call you later. He's like, call me. And I'm like,
it's literally like, come on, Joe, seriously, stop annoying me. I'm like, no, this is good annoyance.
Yeah. So it was pretty damn awesome. And so they featured us as what to be listening to.
Yeah. Because, like there are a lot of really not super dark, but there are dark stories about brain recovery. It's not all happy and fun.
No.
None of it really is. The reason I think we focus on the happy and the lighter side is because it is so dark. We don't want to focus on that because we go through it every single day. And I think alone we can do that. You know,
we can all sit in our rooms in our corners and like just, oh my God, like that song. All by myself. Oh, okay. Celine Dion will bankrupt us.
That's true. Yeah. No, that was like 3 seconds. It's fine. We're good. Yeah. So we want to focus on like the goods, the positive side, like the growth, right? Mm-hmm. The recovery side. And recovery, we do it better together than we do alone. Because when we're by ourselves, you know, it's very isolating, even with our family and our friends and our significant others.
You're the only person going through that.
Yeah, like we want to build community and we want to let everybody know that they're not alone and the NeuroNerds are here to help. So we focus really, really hard and we really gear this podcast towards the positive side. Like the fun, not that there's this amazing fun side of brain injury, but you know, the not dark side. It's
not
like,
the doom and gloom. Yeah. Not the grim dark.
It's really bad. It's awful. That's been talked about. You know what has been talked about? How beautiful it is that we're here.
And the community. I don't think I've ever been a part of a more positive, maybe the pole community, honestly, because we're all like, yes, queen, yes. But like the brain injury community, once like you form.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think there wasn't really a huge, at least that I was aware of. That was at my demographic, my age.
Yeah. That's why we did this. Mm-hmm. I mean, we found each other at a party.
Yeah.
And then once we hung out once, it's like, we
literally cried together over salad. Right? Like,
we were crying because we were eating salad.
Oh, I love me some salad.
but it was just such a beautiful moment. And it was the first time in my recovery where I was like, I feel understood. There's someone like me. And then we were just thinking, wow, there are other people who don't have this. Let's do this. So we have an excuse to build this relationship, to grow in our recoveries. But also, we don't ever want anybody to feel like we did.
Yeah.
And we started doing this and people started reaching out to us. It's just been this amazing thing.
Yeah, guys, the NeuroNerds was literally a selfish project of us just being able to talk at each other for an hour about nerdy stuff and just to like try to process everything we were going through at the time, right? Or still are.
Just learning what this new life is, because it's like a new life. Oh, and if we've helped you out, that wasn't our intention. We are two selfish individuals.
No, it is now. Now the goal is we do this because we love you guys. We love doing our lives that we just did
that was so much fun.
And Anashay, shout out to you, girl. We are going to I think we're going to try and do like an online seminar class called Lauren's Cup of Joe.
Oh.
So named by Anashay. Where we're going to do like a coffee hour and talk about brain injury stuff and coffee and why caffeine might not be very good for you if you have seizures and stuff.
That's very true.
But if
sip coffee.
But if you're going to drink coffee, how to drink good coffee. Or if you decide to have your trash coffee, that you at least make an educated choice.
Yes. And everybody knows that Joe isn't necessarily Lauren's cup of Joe.
Cup of tea.
Or cup of tea.
But he'll be my cup of Joe.
I am. I'm going to be just, the dingus in back of just making noises.
He'll be my servant.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'll stir your coffee. I'll reheat it.
Oh, no. You ain't touching my coffee. No? You are bringing me things.
I will bring her snacks.
You will bring me water. You will bring me cups.
Apparently, that's what's happening.
There we go, guys. Okay. When we get that going, we'll try to do it live, like maybe on Skype or something like that. Oh, that's a good idea.
It's going to be a new NeuroNerd segment.
Yeah. We're going to come up with maybe we can do that. Like we're trying to also, this episode's about like ideas that we have of where to go forward.
Oh, for sure.
More ways to interact with you guys and for you guys to interact with each other. So kind of doing like a live stream class or meetup. That way, like we can all join together and talk about Joe has no taste in coffee. And Lauren has too much taste in coffee.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Like Lauren, it's the most like it's pretentious, but like in a beautiful way. You know what I mean?
Because my hair is down.
No, literally in the middle of it, she took her hair down and it was somehow everything went in slow motion.
I'm a Disney princess, guys.
You are. Okay, you're more along the lines of Mulan.
I am Xena.
Like if Xena.
I'm not Mulan, I'm Xena.
You're not Mulan?
I am Xena.
Well, she is Xena. Xena apparently is a Disney princess. You guys wonder why I'm physically afraid of my co-host.
Or I'm Loki, because Loki is technically a Disney princess.
Low-key, you are definitely Loki. So this is why SameYou chose us.
I know.
And I feel so honored because
Guys,
it's such a beautiful organization. So did I.
Yeah.
Joe has emotions, guys. Don't make fun of me.
No, emotions are good. Yeah. Men have emotions.
I was just really happy that like I felt something. Because I'm like, oh, I'm not a sociopath.
He's
this
not
is great.
dead inside. He just likes to pretend because he thinks he's a badass and it'll give him street cred. He's like a fucking teddy bear.
Hey,
he cries at everything.
I really do. I do. Oh my God. I cried at a commercial the other day.
Guys, he cried because I sent him headphones for Christmas.
Oh my.
So if anyone follows Joe on Instagram, there's so he always has his headphones on, and we always recommend headphones for anyone who is overwhelmed and overstimulated in public. Cause it's also, if you're an introvert and you don't want people to talk to you, put on headphones. But Joe sometimes forgets his headphones. And
I had a brain injury. I don't know if you guys know that. I haven't mentioned it in the last 3 minutes.
But sometimes it can lead to like being overwhelmed, and that's really stressful being out in public. And then if you don't have those. So I literally overnighted him headphones on Amazon. I like just sent it to him and I was like, these belong in your car. They do not leave your car.
I broke down like a little girl. Even right now, I'm misty. I'm not even lying. It meant so.
I couldn't afford the Beats headphones he put on his wish list because I was like, I'm sorry, I don't have that. I don't.
You ain't my man.
Well, yes. I'm like, I don't have those Beats by Dre money, but here you go.
But it was just so thoughtful, and it was just like such a beautiful moment, and that's why
Merry Christmas.
I adore my tiny ass kicking, fearful of her and every move she makes. Co-host Lauren. I mean, this is why we're the NeuroNerds.
If you enjoy listening to this podcast, please consider leaving us a 5-star review on the Apple Podcast app. Your reviews help us grow and reach more listeners like you.
Find us by searching for the NeuroNerds on the Apple Podcast app today.
Well, see, this is how, if you are part of the support team, so if you're a NeuroNerd support team and you don't know like what to get someone in your life for their birthday or just something to give them, especially for us with brain injury survivors, like there's certain things that are like small that we need. They're kind of like little comfort items. That's a great way to support someone, is like, if you know someone has headphones, send them an extra pair, because we all lose shit. And then unfortunately, when we have brain injuries, we can't always remember.
Yeah, we have our Amazon list of things. And each one, they're little things that make the biggest difference. Even the weighted blanket. Yeah. That it's changed the way that I function.
Yeah, you actually sleep.
Oh my gosh, I sleep through the night.
He used to not sleep, guys. He didn't know what sleep was.
No, because I would wake up.
Except it was our music producer. Sleep was our music
That's
producer.
True. Oh, you like that intro music? Sleepies. So the weighted blanket, the headphones, the great idea with the chewable necklace thing. I think that's brilliant. You know, all of these little tiny things, they make the biggest difference with somebody with a brain injury. You know, the devil's in the details.
Yes. And so that's where you ask someone, or, you know, maybe they have a certain type of socks they like. I'm just thinking like a compression sock, right? Just to give a little extra comfort, or if they wear like Under Armour compression underneath, if they don't wear weighted jackets, like, just, if you don't know what to get, just send them, you know, one or something like that, and just be like, hope this helps brighten your day or something. Like, that's a great thing as someone who's going through recovery, that you just get this little bright spot.
Or those cutoff jean shorts that I'm always wearing.
You mean you borrow the ones from me?
Oh, wait, those are the ones that you're always wearing.
I don't wear shorts.
That's true. It's funny. Anytime like I talk to Lauren and we'll do like a FaceTime or something like that, and she's at home, I'm like, are you wearing pants? She's like, no.
Unfortunately, 9 times out of 10, no.
No. And then last night she was like, I'm wearing shorts. I was like, are they normal shorts or are they little? She's like, they're like this big. And I'm holding up like an inch and a half.
You can find these items discussed by Joe and Lauren in our NeuroNerds Amazon store. The link is in our show notes.
So moving on.
But it's been such a blessing to close out a year with that incredible honor.
Yeah, like to really end a decade with a high. And what a friend pointed out to me, because I had some other news that happened as well that I'm not talking about. But, you know, the thing to take away from this is like, even if nothing happens with it, it's not, but even if nothing comes of it, it is validation.
Absolutely.
And, you know, as much as we might be like, I don't need external validation, blah, blah, blah.
Still feels good.
We all do.
It still feels good.
But it kind of just validated what we do, that like it has a value. Yeah. We know you guys love us and stuff like that, but there's something about like Amelia Clark saying, you guys are awesome.
Right. You know what? Look, there's this thing about celebrities, specifically in our country, because we have a lot of, you know, listeners from around the world. in our country,
celebrity culture is
such
pretty big around the world.
Powerful thing. So it's like, oh, these people say you're dope. It's like, oh, that's cool. Oh, but this celebrity person said you're dope. Oh, really?
There's legitimacy.
It's pretty cool because it's such a beautiful organization. And just like
And
our community, it's
Mhm.
so helpful. That's what I love about us.
Yeah.
You know, we are Legion. And
No.
what we want to do is build
We are
this community.
NeuroNerds.
We are NeuroNerds.
And we are
our NeuroNerd neighbors.
Yeah.
What we want to do is build community and we want to connect. And it's such a beautiful thing. I'm trying to put together like a local brain injury, like get together,
Mhm.
like in person, because it's one thing. I do a Skype call
Yep.
once a week with some of my brain buddies. And I'm trying to expand that out to maybe 2 or 3, but I'm just one person, people. I'm just one person. So ideally what I want to do is I want to do these calls and kind of connect people. And then I want those people to connect with other people and then it to continue to branch off.
This almost sounds like a pyramid scheme. Bro.
Oh my God, we're going to do a pyramid scheme for our brain injury survivors.
No. I'm not letting an MLL happen here, guys.
No, it's like, it's the beauty. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not a pyramid scheme or a pyramid system. It's an upside down funnel system, right? Today's show is brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering our listeners a free audiobook with a 30-day trial membership.
Just go to audibletrial.com/theneuronerds and browse their massive selection of audio programs. Download a title free and start listening. It's that easy. Go to audibletrial.com/theneuronerds. Well, I think so. One of the ways we're going to encourage connection again is, keep joining You So Rocks. We're going to try and do these little like seminar calls kind of thingies, like shows, like we're talking with Lawrence Cup of Joe.
That's brilliant. I love that.
I think we might actually really try to do the book thing this year, the book club.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, we have another book coming up that's going to be released in April from Maddie, from Maddie's Stroke of Luck on Instagram. And Maddie is stroke survivor. She's super passionate. And she's one of my go-tos whenever somebody will hit me up and be like, hey, I'd like to connect with another survivor. Maddie is like, send them all to me. I want to connect, which is amazing. And any of you guys out there, if you ever want to connect with somebody, hit me up. I'll put you in contact. Hopefully
he knows
with somebody.
A lot of people.
Yeah. Hopefully somebody in your area. I just connected somebody recently in Singapore. I connected somebody, like several people in England, somebody in Mexico. So like literally worldwide, like let's do this damn thing. And Maddie is one of my go-tos because she's like me. She's a very weird person where she's like, just send everybody to me.
Joe and I have very different definitions of weird because I think I'm weird, but apparently not his kind of weird.
I'm going to say this. You don't think anything. You're absolutely weird. like it's you're unique.
Okay.
You're the most unique human being I've ever known.
Aww.
I've never known.
You're not, but thank you.
like they say, man, Lauren's 1 in a million. Joe, you're 1 in 10.
Wow, we got to work on his self-esteem.
You really are so unique because we did this thing where we talked about like visually, like you would think, am I like a hottie or a nerd? Like Lauren visually, oh my God, like you're this sexy woman. And then you talk to her, it's like, oh my Lord, how do you know that? Why? What were you playing recently?
Baldur's Gate.
No.
Oh.
Yes.
So how does Lauren spend her New Year's? Well, I actually didn't have any alcohol. I had a cup of eucalyptus tea for my throat. And we played Cards Against Humanity, which is fun. And then I basically shanghaied my dad, my brother, and my uncle. I employed my tears because I'm an actress as well, and guilted them into playing Lord of the Rings Risk till midnight.
Yes, she did. Lord of the Rings Risk?
Yeah, it's not even regular Risk, guys.
Come on,
but you
man.
know what's really cool is you have 2 sets of armies.
Okay, you know what's really cool? Not that.
What? Okay, like you...
There's no better way to close out a decade, break in a new decade than with Lord of the Rings Risk.
Guys, I love Risk because it's a game of strategy.
It is.
It takes 5-6 hours to play, sure. And there is the fear of someone flipping the board. But
have you ever flipped the board? Be honest.
Yes.
Oh my God.
My dad ends up usually taking over, and we call him the Horde. And so at some point we just flip the board. But I love it. It's so much fun. It's like chess, but like taking over the world. So I get to live my dreams of world domination.
So you're taking over Mordor,
take over the world,
right?
No, you're taking all of Middle Earth.
Oh, you're taking over Middle Earth.
Yeah. So this time when I played, I started incorrectly. Like I really took the wrong country or continent. Was of Rohan. And then my brother,
solid.
Yeah, but it's actually not strategically a good place when you're playing
But
Risk.
they have Helm's Deep.
Yeah, but it doesn't really fucking count. And it doesn't matter when I get invaded from 3 different directions.
Do you see what I'm talking about? I was like, I was egging on a little bit, but the passion behind it and the strategy.
Well, like, honestly, if you want to start anywhere, you want to start in Eriador, or you want to start in Mordor, because Mordor is completely protected.
Where the hell is Eriador?
Or Gondor. Eriador is where the Shire is.
Oh, why would you want to start there? I would think that would be like the first place to be invaded.
You can only get invaded by technically 2 countries, according to the rules, which is going to be part of, I can't remember, is it Arnor? And then Rohan. But the rest of it, you have the ocean, so you can't get invaded except by 1 port. Where Mordor is actually where you want to be, because literally there's 2 openings that you can be attacked in. And so you can just make a base of operations in Mordor.
So it's kind of like the hot gates in 300.
There's a position, 1 spot where it's the hot gates.
Where the numbers mean nothing.
Yeah, sure.
Come on, man.
So yes.
My nerdum is trumped by your nerdum?
I mean, guys, we've solidified that Lauren is the nerd of NeuroNerd.
Is very true.
Right? I am the brains, the brawn, and the beauty. And Joe is the damsel in distress.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I will absolutely take that. And, I'll own it.
Yeah.
You're Lauren, please help me.
Yes. Perfect. Obi-Wan, you're my only hope.
Lauren Manzano, you're my only hope. Thank you to our amazing community on Patreon for supporting this podcast.
You can support us too and get different perks and gifts depending on which Neuro Jedi tier you sign up for. For example, if you're on our Neuro Padawan $5 tier, then you're probably listening to this episode a day early before its public release.
Your support helps us grow and continue to create this podcast. Plus, a portion of the proceeds go to a different cause or individual in the brain injury survivor community each month. Sign up at patreon.com/the NeuroNerds.
So, but like going forward is, what are our resolutions for 2020, if not for the next few years? Because sometimes if you put like a resolution for 1 year, it's a little intimidating. So like, what are your goals now that we've started a new year? And again, they don't have to be lofty goals. It doesn't have to be a huge goal. It could just literally be like, I'm going to get up at 8:00 in the mornings, right, instead of 8:30.
I've got just a couple of baselines. Wake up every single day, be awesome, and do epic shit. Right?
That's a little
spot on.
Okay.
That's what we're going with. I love that. Also,
I'm like, it's unspecific.
It is.
And very abstract.
It's very vague, okay, right? Like my paintings.
So achievable how?
So for the world.
How do you define epic?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
I think, remember, guys, our word choices are very important, especially for those with brain injuries.
That's really true. And wait, for the worlds, I hope everybody just don't be a dick. You know what I mean? I think we need to be nicer to one another.
Or as Anna Shea says, don't be a Richard.
Yes, don't be a Richard.
Unless your name is Richard, and sorry.
Yeah, it's just stop being yourself. But yeah, just don't be a dick. I think we just need to be nicer as a collective, as a group, as individuals, to others. Treat others. It's not that difficult, guys. Just be nice. And if you don't want to be nice, just don't be a dick. Don't talk to anybody. Walk straight. Don't annoy anybody. Just don't be that person. I spent my entire life not wanting to be like that dude. Just don't be that dude.
Except you are a self-admitted dick.
I am. I'm kind of a bit of a dick, but I think like I'm more like the loving, caring. I'm again, Chris Pratt from Parks and Rec season 1, right? He transitioned into being one of the most likable characters in the history of television.
Okay.
Yeah. See, I'm transitioning slowly into Star-Lord.
Okay. So tell me, how do you envision yourself with your waking up every day and doing epic shit?
All right. Well, being awesome, I just gotta do that naturally. But the epic shit that I want to do. So we're putting together a nonprofit. We should be like officially nonprofited, I guess, within the next
officially
2 weeks, I think.
Okay.
And then so like there's a dog program that we want to do and put together to help people like me, to help autistic children. It's like this beautiful thing for the world, right? And for dogs and for the train. It's like this beautiful thing all around. I am going to be working with Maddie from Maddie Stroke of Luck, putting together, and I'm going to be bugging all you guys out there for your information. Yeah, I'm not being a creeper. I'm doing this to help the community, where I'm building an app to help connect our brain injury community.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it's just going to be like, oh man, you know, I really wish I knew people who had the things that I had that I could connect with. It's like, oh man, check out this app.
Mm-hmm.
I live here and I had this brain injury and this is what I'm looking for. So on the app, you could find people close to you or people to Skype with, people to message back and forth with.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking for caregivers. You're looking for family members who need advice from people with brain, like all of that stuff. I want like a one-stop shop. So that's the really big project I'm going to be working on moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, continuing the Change the Face of Stroke campaign, where we're doing this. We've already started. We've gotten some love from SameYou, and we're changing the face of stroke. It's not old people. It's not
only.
Yeah, not old people only.
We love you guys too.
Yeah, like it's not in a bad way. It's the percentages say it's higher for you, right?
Yes.
Doesn't mean it doesn't happen to us.
Correct.
Right? Like it's a very large percentage of younger stroke survivors. Young people have strokes, right? So we want to change that to be like, so when somebody has a stroke, which I honestly hope nobody ever has a stroke ever again.
No, we never.
But the reality is it's going to happen. And what I want to avoid is this. Wait, what? You're so young.
Yeah.
Oh, but you look so normal.
Or are you sure you had a stroke?
Are you sure? Oh my, do you know how often people tell me people say that to them?
Because you don't fit that age demographic.
Are you sure? Like, are you serious?
That's like people who ask me, they're like, are you sure you're not insert culture or heritage here?
Right, right.
People ask me, are you sure you're not Persian? Are you sure you're not Armenian? Are you sure you're not Arab, Iranian, whatever? And I'm like, yeah.
That's when you respond back, oh, are you sure you're not an idiot? You know what I mean?
I enjoy being ethnically ambiguous.
You really are.
So I keep track of all the different countries and cultures people think I am.
You know what's funny? Even like, because you mentioned Korean a lot, you can be part Korean.
Oh, as soon as I start speaking.
It's right here.
Well, I don't have an accent when I speak Korean, so I can convince people I'm a quarter Korean.
You know what? I would buy that in a second.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a quarter ninja.
I was like, I don't think I've ever spoken Korean for real. Like, on.
Can you say Joe is awesome?
No. I'm going to.
Not even in Korean. She just can't say that.
Can't say that.
She can't bring herself to say it in any language.
Because like I can introduce myself. It's like, 안녕하세요. 네, 제 이름은 Lauren입니다. 반갑습니다.
What is happening? Yeah. Dude, I barely speak English. Like I'm really focusing on mastering the English language. And Lauren is speaking fictional languages, 5 languages fluently. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it.
Not fluently.
Yes, fluently. She can talk as much as she wants to. Lauren is amazing at every language.
Well, thank you.
And she speaks a good amount of other languages too, like Russian.
I like picking the little pieces of different languages. So my friend's husband is in the military and he's learning Russian right now. So like we call each other and we're practicing Russian. And actually my accent's better than him right now. So like we were introducing our names. So he's like, Minya Zavut Brandon. And I was like, no, Brandon. The way you say it is like Minya Zavut Lauren.
Oh God, you sound like Black Widow. That's why you're Bat Widow.
Or, you say Zdravstvuyte. Which
all I know is Das Vidanya. That's literally all I know. Okay. I know that and
Хорошо. Say хорошо.
That sounds Asian.
No, хорошо.
Хорошо?
Yeah. So like in Russian, if people ask you like, how are you doing? So they would say, как дела? And then
that
you
sounds
would
dirty.
say,
don't type that in a computer.
And then you would say хорошо, which means like good.
Хорошо. It's very like
хорошо means like it's good or okay. I always think of it, it's not the same, but I respond to it like inshallah in Arabic, where you would use inshallah at the end, like means God willing, but it's like, are you doing good today? Inshallah.
And I was, Borges.
Borscht.
Borscht? Borscht. See, I don't even know. I can't even say the food right.
Well, and so one thing I'm curious about for you guys is, so we did this on our live before we recorded this, but I would love to learn what languages you guys speak, especially as brain injury survivors. We've talked about this before, especially for someone like me, where I have lost some of the neural pathways or damaged them. And at this point, they're not going to heal 5 years later, though it could.
No. They won't heal. Those are gone. Yeah. But the other cells, they'll connect.
I'm building new ones from different languages. So I would love to just kind of gather how many languages all of our NeuroNerds speak. I know Anashe. I keep speaking about Anashe because she's awesome.
Amazing. She really is.
She called me Nerd Aunt Lauren. I was so happy.
Yeah, I'm Funkle Joe.
Yeah, okay.
Because I'm the fun uncle.
But she speaks Urdu, Hindi, Punjab, and English.
And all of them fluently. Like really, I've heard her speak.
Well, Urdu, Punjab, and Hindi are very close to each other. They're mutually intelligible.
Still.
Yeah. No, it's very impressive. So
I can, again.
Please, like, let us know what languages you speak. And then what languages should Lauren learn? Like, I want to learn some more languages.
French, right? That would be like French or Italian.
I don't want to learn
those would be the two. Well, isn't Italian a little bit to Spanish?
Well, again, we had this discussion. They're all part of Romance languages based off Latin.
Yeah. So Lauren's going to be singing. She's going to be speaking all the sexy languages.
I already did.
Are you a stroke or brain injury survivor looking for a community and support? Well, the NeuroNerds are here to help. Join our #UsoRock Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/UsoRock to connect with other survivors like you.
Plus, read other inspirational brain injury survivor stories on Joe's blog at josorocks.com/UsoRock. And submit your stories there as well. We want to hear them.
And remember,
You so rock.
Stop laughing at it.
So Joe has his goals. My goals for this year, I said 2020 is the year to make money.
Yeah, that sweet cheddar.
It's like what girls like. But
what a girl wants.
Oh no, I was doing the Cardi B song, What a Girl Likes. Money. But I think my other goal is I do have some very big projects that are going on that
my gosh.
I
want
nope.
to praise you so much when we can.
Yes.
It's going to be epic.
We will announce on the NeuroNerds when I can, which is fingers crossed, whether it happens or not, and then I can announce it.
It's already done.
Yeah. And so pursuing that and pushing that forward and through.
I'm so excited for that.
But so, yeah. And like, it's just really focusing on the things I've spent decades or, 15 years on and making the dreams happen. Because 2019 was a very, very rough year for me. And so for 2020 to end of 2019 was literally a validation of everything I'm doing.
It was.
Yeah. Like everything that I do. Yes, it is good enough. Yes, it is what we need. Yes, you are that good. And for me, 2020 was like, well, here are your dreams on, here you go with it now. 2020 is your decade of dreams. Yeah. So Lauren's 2020 and this decade is the 20s are the decades of dreams for Lauren.
It was the contrast. So 19, it was hard.
Rough.
It was a hard year.
It was physically, emotionally, mentally very rough for me.
But then at the ass end of it, it was like, hey guys, you know what? It's time to callus up and you're going to be even stronger.
Because Joe, you talked about your stroke and what happened. You confronted it. We all attacked the fucking hospital and demanded that they respond.
Oh yeah. Follow-up episode is coming soon. Yeah. By the way,
we demanded that they respond. So guys, we made action happen. That was huge. Fucking their shit up.
That was huge for me. And I think that's like a massive victory for our community.
Yes.
And we made that happen.
Responsibility being taken.
When I'm actually able to talk about things with Lauren, I'm so excited about that. Right. Yeah. So we planted a lot of seeds in 19.
Time to fucking harvest.
It's time to fucking harvest. That's the best way to describe it.
2020 is like the year of cultivation and harvesting.
Yes.
We wish that for you guys.
And 2020, just like the vision, it's clear for us. It's going to be an epic year, right? We got this. So
I'm going to find a way to put that. We put something in the epic. I don't know how, but we put that.
But we're going to make it happen. Yeah. Because 2020 is the year to get shit done.
Yeah. We put the epic in epic shit.
I don't know why we got so aggressive. Like it turned into like we're attacking you with our epicness. If you want to join the Change the Face of Stroke campaign and be part of the movement, send your black and white photo to hello@theneuronerds.com. We're going to be releasing videos daily as part of this campaign. So if you're a stroke survivor under the age of 50 and would like to be included in our Change the Face of Stroke videos, please submit your black and white photo, ideally on a white background, to hello@theneuronerds.com.
Strokes can happen to anyone, anywhere, from any ethnic background and age. By spreading more awareness of this, we hope to educate and help prevent strokes in the future. Join our campaign, Change the Face of Stroke.
But it's been a great decade. Now, I know it sounds funny, closing out a decade where you almost died, because both of us almost died. We gained, oh, it's something awesome. We gained a brain injury, right?
Yeah.
We acquired a brain injury. Traumatic. I don't want to hear this shit, acquired brain injury. It's traumatic to acquire a brain injury, right? But we've gained so much more than the things that we've lost. We lost a few brain cells. That's fine. We've gained community. We've gained family. And there's nothing more beautiful than that. The connections that we're building not only in our brains, but in our lives, in our community. Oh, shit. You see what I did there?
That's beautiful. Awesome. He didn't write that down because he can't read it when he writes it down.
I don't think I'll remember it.
Guys, when we try to record stuff with paper, he'll be reading it and halfway stop.
Oh my gosh. Oh, because I get overwhelmed. Yeah. Like I'll see like a lot of words and I'm just like, they're attacking me. Yeah. But
so Lauren gets the paragraph to read.
I get like a word and a half. And it's like, are you sure you remembered that word? You know, it's our dynamic. Again, damsel in distress. I wear that mantle. Yes. I'll carry that cross.
You do.
But I'm so appreciative of Lauren. I'm so appreciative of the entire NeuroNerds crew. Felice, and obviously, Sleep, Stella,
yes.
You know, Bethany for creating our logo. You know, Anushay, who has been just a tremendous.
She is now the official NeuroNerd namer.
She is. Thanks to our sponsor, Avid Technology, for providing us with the tools, or should I say, pro tools, to record, edit, and mix our podcast and get our message out clearly to the world.
Try Avid first to start recording today for free at avid.com/pro-tools.
Yay.
Yay. So maybe someday we'll release on Patreon so you guys can see.
Oh, yeah. You know what? We have to go. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to listen back at old episodes because I did briefly.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? First off, we become much better friends.
Yes. And there's stuff that we talked about on those early episodes we never talked about again.
Yeah.
Nerd-wise. But guys, there was literally an hour and a half to 2 hours of us just riffing back and forth. And some of it's gold and some of it's
some of it's just like, wow, I could totally see how that would be edited out.
Yes, there is some stuff that before Joe learned filter.
Oh yeah. Yes, there are some really. So if you
want to listen to our nonsense, you need to join Patreon.
Very, very true, because you guys get the unedited versions of these episodes, which is amazing.
And Joe's editing some of these on his own.
Oh shit. Yeah. Oh, that's another goal for 2020. Mm-hmm. Take 100% ownership of the editing of the episodes.
This is going to be fun since you already freak out about pushing two buttons.
I had to press 2 buttons, guys, and I almost had a panic attack. I'm not even kidding.
He checked his phone twice to make sure.
I did in my notes just to make sure, but you know, I don't like. I have weird brain things, and I don't want to feel like I'm gonna like do something wrong. So really excited about that. I'm very jazzed. Oh, also in those episodes, we've gotten really good.
I know. Right?
You know what I mean? Like
we were okay when we started. Now we're like awesome. Now, we put the epic in this.
Oh shit! But it's been a great way to close out 2020.
2019
and a beautiful way to start 2020. And I'm really, really happy. I'm always happy. Yes. Like this always makes my day. Mm-hmm. It makes my weeks to spend some time with this insane nerd, like nerd, right? Nerd over here. Like Lauren's amazing. She's incredible. She's an ass kicker. She is the hardest working woman, period. Her hair is magnificent. She's also the biggest nerd anyone will ever meet.
Stop, I'm blushing.
She literally did a TED Talk on coffee. It was entertaining.
Don't drink Starbucks.
Ever, unless you want diabetes, I guess, you know?
Don't. As a friend of mine who works at Starbucks, they serve coffee flavored drinks.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, just be aware of what you're purchasing.
I just don't like their coffee.
Yeah.
You know, I like classy coffee like Nespresso. Come on, George Clooney is the Nespresso, and I look exactly like him.
Well, I liked one commercial because it had Natalie Dormer, who is my queen.
Oh, I love her.
I know.
Because she doesn't want to be a queen. She wants to be the queen. Oh, and the NeuroNerds already have the queen of concussions.
Oh, well, I am the mother of concussions. I was going to say, our queen is always Daenerys Targaryen, and we almost have her.
It's so close. So obviously she's working on huge, massive things in the world, which is awesome and huge for our community. But, you know, one of these days we're going to make that happen.
Yeah, that's one of our goals for 2020 decade.
Yes, we're making that happen. You know, doing some stuff with SameYou, doing some stuff with everybody, building this community, connecting with you guys. We love to hear from you. Please reach out to us. Mm-hmm. And speaking of reaching out, how can they reach out to us?
Yes, Joe, how can they?
You can reach out to me at Joe So Rocks everywhere. You can reach out to Lauren at Lauren L. Manzano on Instagram. You can reach out to us at the NeuroNerds everywhere. One decade came to a close. Another decade is just kicking off.
And with a much brighter future.
Right? Yes. And there is no better way to do that than with the NeuroNerds.
Yes.
As always, we are here to help. And on that beautiful, let's kick off this new decade with the NeuroNerds.
Yes.
And SameYou.
And SameYou.
Oh my God, so excited. Weird noises. I stand by them.
Yes.
That being said, these two NeuroNerds
are
out. Dude, 10 years. 10 years. We just closed out an amazing decade and we're starting a new.
NeuroNerds.